Alrighty, guys, I went 4-2 of my 6 personal sports bets on my website yesterday. And the only way you could have accessed all of my personal plays is to be a board member on that site. But before we talk a little bit more about that, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to our NBA video here today for Wednesday, February 15th, 2023. Happy hump day to you. The weekend's right around the corner. My name is Brock Page. I've been doing sports picks for free on YouTube since 2016. I also sell my personal plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. Once again, guys, I went 4-2 of my 6 personal bets on that site yesterday. And the only way you could have accessed all 6 of those personal plays is to be a board member on that site. Board members get access to every single personal play, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just $1.66 a day. It's cheaper than your daily cup of coffee. And I'll tell you what, most other handicappers, they're going to charge you a couple $100 just for a day or two of service. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. And what I do on patreon.com/BrockPage is actually share with you which one of these free plays on these videos that I'm actually betting on personally. Now, I currently have over 540 members who are signed up and active on that site right now. With that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Bulls at the Pacers, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Indiana's minus 2.5, totals 231 and a hook. And as bad as the Pacers have been, they do actually still have a winning record at home. Indy scoring 117 points a game in the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And they're one of the better free throw shooting teams in the East. Tyrese Halliburton scoring a team-high 20 points a game along with double-digit assists. Meanwhile, teammate Buddy Hield, he's drilling 42% of his shots from downtown. Now, the Pacers are facing a Bulls team on the other side of things who actually lost their last 4 straight themselves, and they do play their worst basketball on the road. Out of 29 contests away from Chicago this year, the Bulls got the W only 10 times. And no real surprise here, guys, the Bulls are currently averaging fewer points per contest away from home than most clubs in the Eastern Conference. Now, injury-wise, DeRozan and Jones are out. Caruso and Dragic are questionable. Meanwhile, for the Pacers on the other side of things, Turner and Tice are currently listed as questionable. Keep an eye on their status. Now, total-wise, the Pacers saw 5 out of their last 8 contests against divisional opponents get over the number. They also saw overs more recently versus Washington, Miami, and Milwaukee. I'm going to lean toward the Pacers, minus 2.5, over 231 and a hook. Next game, little toilet bowl action. I'm talking about Spurs at the Hornets, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Charlotte's minus 7, totals 241. Now, the Hornets have no business laying multiple baskets here. But I'll tell you what, the Spurs are really depleted right now. Birch, Roby, Langford, Jones, and Vassell, they're all out for the Spurs. Dougie McDermott is also listed as questionable. But even when these guys are mostly healthy, the Spurs are actively mastering the art of tanking. They lost their last 13 straight, and they give up a league-worst 125 points a game on the road. Now, they're facing a Charlotte team on the other side of things who actually does a real nice job of rebounding offensively. These guys grab more offensive boards a game than most clubs in the East. Of course, LaMelo Ball, he's snagging over 6 rebounds a night, and he currently serves as the team's leading scorer. Now, teammate Terry Rozier, he's also dropping 21 points a night himself. When it comes to the injury list, Martin and Jones are out for Charlotte. Meanwhile, for San Antonio, once again, big list of guys who are banged up. We got Birch, Roby, Langford, Jones, and Vassell. They're all out. Dougie McDermott's also questionable. When it comes to the total, the Spurs are 18-10 of the over in their travels. They also saw overs more recently against the likes of Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia. I'm going to lean towards Charlotte, minus 7, over 241. Next ball game, it is going to be Cavaliers at the Sixers, and that'll be a 7:30 Eastern tip-off. Philadelphia is minus 2, totals 216. Now, Philly won their last 3 straight. They've also been solid in the Wells Fargo Center. These guys are 22-8 in their own building, and they're also in the top 3 in fewest points allowed. Now, James Harden, he's grabbing nearly 6 defensive boards a game. He's also second on the team in points. Meanwhile, Tyrese Maxey, he's averaging 19 points a game, and he's also drilling nearly 40% of his long balls. Now, they're facing a Cleveland squad on the other side of things who still has a losing record on the road. These guys have also had all kinds of problems on the offensive end of the court. The Cavs are currently scoring just 109 points a night in their road trips, and that puts them in the bottom 3 in the NBA in that particular category. Now, injury-wise, Korkmaz is out for the Sixers. Joel Embiid's a little banged up as well, so keep an eye on Joe's status, although they've proven they can win without Embiid in the lineup. Now, total-wise, Philly saw 6 out of their last 10 meetings with Cleveland stay under the number. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. As a matter of fact, Philadelphia held the Cavs to just 107 points a game during that stretch I just mentioned. Meanwhile, Cleveland saw 3 out of their last 4 on the road stay under the number themselves. I'm leaning toward Philadelphia -2, under 216. Next ball game, it is going to be Pistons at the Celtics, 7:30 p.m. East. Boston's the 8-point favorite at home, totals 226. And even though Boston continues to cover point spreads, they may have like 0 star power out on the floor here tonight. Jaylen Brown's still out, and Tatum, White, Smart, and Horford, they're all listed as questionable. But even when these guys are mostly healthy, Celtics do tend to throttle down late offensively in games. They do leave that back door a little bit open. They at least leave it cracked. Boston scoring fewer fourth quarter points a game than most clubs in the Eastern Conference. They're also facing a Detroit squad who ranks in the top 10 in fourth quarter scoring on the road. Bojan Bogdanovic, he averages a team-high 21 points a game. He's also drilling 40% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Jaden Ivey, he's scoring over 15 points a game himself. Meanwhile, as a team, the Pistons covered recently against the likes of Toronto, Dallas, and Brooklyn. Now, injury-wise, Noel and Bagley are still out for Detroit. Meanwhile, for Boston, once again, Horford, Smart, White, and Tatum are questionable for them. Jaylen Brown still inactive. When it comes to the total, 5 out of Boston's last 7 at home did get over the number. Meanwhile, Detroit saw overs recently against the likes of Toronto, San Antonio, and Brooklyn. I'm going to lean toward Detroit +8 over 226. Next contest, it is going to be the Heat at the Nets, 7:30 p.m. East. Brooklyn's -1.5 in the Barclays Center, totals 214. But despite being the slight favorite, Brooklyn did lose 4 out of their last 5. And they're arguably the worst rebounding team in the East. They're grabbing fewer defensive boards a game than most clubs in the Eastern Conference. They're also grabbing fewer offensive rebounds a night than any other team in the NBA except for one. They're facing a Miami squad on the other side who's led by Bam Adebayo, who grabs just about double-digit rebounds a game himself. Now, Bam's currently second on the team in scoring. Of course, teammate Jimmy Butler, he's averaging over 21.5 points a game, along with a couple of steals. When it comes to defensive play, Miami allows just 108 points per contest. That's almost a league best. Now, injury-wise, Oladipo, Hero, and Lowry are out. Robinson's questionable. Meanwhile, for Brooklyn on the other side, Seth Curry's questionable with a thigh. When it comes to the total, the Nets are going 12-6 to the under against Eastern Conference opponents at the Barclays Center. Meanwhile, Miami's 62% to the under in their road games. I'm going to lead toward Miami +1.5, under 214. Next contest I have for you, it is going to be Knicks at the Hawks, 7:30 p.m. East. Atlanta's the 3-point favorite, totals 233. And even though they're favored by a bucket here, the Hawks really haven't been crisp defensively. They allow nearly 117 points a night. And they're also one of the worst defensive rebounding teams in the game. They're facing a Knicks team on the other side of things who actually plays their best basketball on the road. They currently rank in the top 3 in offensive boards. Now, Julius Randle, he's grabbing over 10.5 rebounds a night. He's also leading the team in scoring. Meanwhile, Jalen Brunson, he scores 23 points a game himself. He's also knocking down 41% of his three-pointers. Now, when it comes to defensive play in this one, the Knicks do have the second lowest defensive field goal percentage on the road in the NBA. When it comes to the injury report, Mitchell Robinson's still out for New York. Meanwhile, for Atlanta on the other side, John Collins and DeAndre Hunter, they're both listed as questionable. Now, total-wise, the Hawks went 60% to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, New York saw 7 out of their last 10 get over the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Knicks plus 3 over 233. Next matchup, it is going to be Rockets at the Thunder, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Oklahoma City's minus 10, totals 234. Now, OKC should steamroll these guys. They're already in the top 3 in the NBA in points per game. They're also averaging 121 points a night at home. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he scores a team-high 30 points a game. Meanwhile, Josh Giddey, second on the team in points, and also averages 7 rebounds per contest. Now, they're facing a Rockets team on the other side who has the worst record in the NBA, and they allow 121 points a game on the road. When it comes to the injury report, Kevin Porter's still out for Houston. When it comes to the total, the Rockets saw 5 out of their last 6 get over the number. Meanwhile, OKC's 18-10 to the over in the Paycom Center. I'm going to lean toward Oklahoma City minus 10 over 234. Next matchup, it is going to be Jazz at the Grizzlies, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Memphis is minus 8.5, totals 239 and a hook. And even though I do hate this number in this spot here, the Grizzlies have been real tough to beat in Memphis. These guys are 23-5 in the FedEx Forum, and they're scoring nearly 120 points a game there. Now, the Grizzlies are also grabbing more offensive rebounds a game than any other team except for one. John Morant grabs just about 6 rebounds a night. He also leads the team with 27.5 points a game. Meanwhile, Desmond Bane's second on the team in points. He's also drilling 43% of his 3 balls. Now, they're facing a Utah team on the other side who's a completely different ball club away from home. What I'm trying to say is they don't play very good away from Salt Lake City. These guys are just 11-18 in their travels. And they give up 119 points per contest in those road games. And no real surprise here, guys. Utah's letting their opponents make nearly 50% of their field goals against them in their travels as well. Now, total-wise, Utah went 6-3 to the over in their last 9. They're also 19-10 to the over in all their road games. Meanwhile, Memphis saw 9 out of their last 10 meetings with Utah get over the total themselves. So once again, if you were into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. I'm going to lean toward Memphis minus 8.5 over 239 and a hook. Next contest, Mavericks Nuggets, 9 o'clock East. Denver's minus 5, totals 231. The Nuggets are playing some pretty good basketball here lately. They're 7-2 straight up in their last 9. And they've been nearly impossible to beat at home. Denver's currently 26-4 at the Ball Arena. And they're shooting better than any other club in the league right now. The Nuggets make a league-high 52% of their field goals at home. They also have the highest three-point percentage in the entire NBA as well. KCP, he's shooting 45% from three-land, double-digit points a game for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope as well. Meanwhile, Nikola Jokic, he averages a team-high 24 points a game himself, along with 11 boards. Now, Jokic is currently in the top 10 in the NBA in boards, assists, and field goal percentage. Now, they're taking on a Dallas club who lost their last 2 straight. They play some pretty bad basketball on the road. Out of 30 contests away from Dallas, the Mavs got the W just 12 times. When it comes to rebounding the basketball, the Mavs are currently dead last in the NBA in offensive boards per game. Now, injury-wise, Bullock, Hardaway, and Wood are questionable. Bertans and Kleba are out. Meanwhile, for Denver on the other side, Jackson, Gordon, and Murray, they're a little bit banged up for them. When it comes to the total, Denver saw unders recently against the likes of Charlotte, Orlando, and Milwaukee. They also held Dallas to just 109 points a game in their last 10 head-to-head meetings. So once again, if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. Give me Denver, minus 5 under 231. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It is going to be Pelicans-Lakers, 10 o'clock East. The Lakers are -3 at home, totals 234. And despite their recent struggles, the Lakers are scoring a bunch of points this year at home. They're averaging 118 points a night in the Crypto Center. And they're also in the top 5 in offensive boards. Anthony Davis, he's grabbing over a dozen rebounds a night. He's also second on the team in points. Meanwhile, LeBron James, he's scoring a team-high 30 points a game himself. They're taking on a Pelicans team on the other side who actually plays their worst basketball on the road. New Orleans has gotten the W in just 10 out of 28 road games. They also have one of the lower three-point percentages on the road in the Western Conference. When it comes to the injury report, Zion's still out. C.J. McCollum's questionable. When it comes to the total, the Lakers saw overs recently against the likes of Portland, Oklahoma City, and this very New Orleans team. Meanwhile, the Pelicans are 64% to the over in their road trips. Give me the Lakers -3 over 234. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Indiana Pacers -2.5 over 231 and a hook. Charlotte Hornets -7 over 241. Philadelphia 76ers -2 under 216. And one final reminder, guys, we went 4-2 in my 6 personal plays on my website yesterday. And the only way you can access every single one of my personal bets is to become a board member on that website. Give me the Detroit Pistons +8 over 226. Miami Heat +1.5 under 214. New York Knicks +3 over 233. OKC Thunder -10 over 234. Memphis Grizzlies -8.5 over 239 and a hook. Denver Nuggets -5 under 231. With my next and final free pick, give me the Lakers -3 over 234. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my website. And if you guys do end up getting a package here today on patreon.com/BrockPage, you're going to get access to that membership for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, guys, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always encourage folks to get that board member package. It gives you access to every single personal play, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just $1.66 a day. You also get access to my board member podcast as a board member as well. It's $1.66 a day, cheaper than your daily cup of coffee. Most other handicappers are going to charge a couple $100 just for a day or two of service, so it's certainly a great value for you. And I currently have over 540 members who are signed up and active on that site right now. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on this free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.